Hello learners, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Sridhar Jalapati, and in this video I'll be explaining 10 important questions from the topic called percentages. And for this topic I have already uploaded one introduction video, more than 60 minutes video, where I have covered all the models from percentages with examples as well. And hope you have gone through the video, and now you can try these 10 important questions from this topic. I'll be explaining one after the other in detail. So as usual, when you see the question on the screen, first you pause the video, try the question, and then continue the video to check your answer. And before I start with the first question, as percentage topic plays very vital role in most of the competitive exams which we have discussed in the last video, let me recollect what are the important things that you require to answer the questions. I told you in my last video that three important things. One is whenever two variables are inversely related, then increase always should be in the form of 1 by x, decrease always should be in the form of 1 by x plus 1. Increase always should be in the form of 1 by x and decrease always in the form of 1 by x plus 1. If you are given with this, you can find this, or vice versa. Where we use this, let's say if A salary is more than B by a certain percentage, then B salary less than A by how much percentage, something like that. We have also seen something called if Z is equal to X into Y, that is area is equal to length into breadth, distance is equal to speed into time, and then work done is equal to manpower into days, expenditure is equal to price into consumption. In all these, if this has to be constant, then these two are inversely related. So we will be given with the change in one of these two, and we will be asked to find the change in the other. And in all these situations, we can use this technique called 1 by x and 1 by x plus 1. And what is the second technique we have seen? The second one is, in the same formula, z is equal to x into y, that is area is equal to length into breadth, distance is equal to speed into time, all those what we have seen previously. If you are given with the changes in these two, that is, there is an x% change in x, y% change in y, the resultant change in z is x plus y plus xy by 100. So in this, for increase we use plus, for decrease we use minus. And the same technique can also be used whenever there are two consecutive changes. What do you mean by two consecutive changes? Like first increased then further decreased, first increased then decreased, first decreased then increased, decreased then further decreased. In all these cases we can find the resultant change by using this. And we have also seen the third technique, and third technique is all about comparison. How would we compare two quantities mathematically? The one which we compare numerator with which we compare denominator into 100. So what do we write in numerator? The one which we compare, with which one we are comparing, and in a denominator with which one we are comparing. The reference, I can say the reference into 100. So these are the three techniques we have learned in the introduction video, and I have also given you some techniques to calculate percentages without using pen and paper, especially those round figures like 10, 20, 30% of something. We have also seen two important things, that is 40 is what percent of 60, and what percent of 60 is 40. Both are same. And in both cases, we are comparing 40 with 60. So 40 by 60 into 100, which you will be getting it as 66.66%. And this one is different from 40% of 60. 40% of 60 is different. That is 4, 6, 24. 0 get cancelled with the zeros in 100. And these are some of the things we discussed in the last one. So for any detailed clarification, I suggest all the learners to watch the introduction video first. I agree that it is a lengthy one. It is a lengthy one because I've tried all the model. I tried to cover all the models with examples. And let's start the discussion of those 10 important questions. And here is the first question. All these are popular questions, previous examination models. So those who want to try the question, you can pause, try, and then continue. Here is the question. The total number of males and females in a town is 70,000. We do not know how many male, female, but total 70. If the number of males population increased by 60% and if the number of female population increased by 4%, then the total number of males and females in the town would become 73,520. You're asked to find what is the difference between the males and females population in the town initially. Right? So this question can be answered in two ways. One is equations method. In that equations method also, you can use two variables or one variable. I'll tell you both the techniques. Let the number of males in the town be M, then the number of females in the town be F. So if I simplify, if I write the equation, male plus female is 70,000 initially. This is equation 1. And now male increased by 6%. When M increased by 6%, what is the resultant? 1.06 M. This also we have seen in the last video, how to write that final value directly. And F also increased by 4%, so the final value is 1.04 F, because 4% is 0.04, whereas 6% is 0.06 in terms of fractions. And this is given as 73,520. Now since the second one involves with fractions, I am trying to simplify this. I can write this as 106 by 100, and this as 104 by 100, which is equal to 73,520. I can still simplify this further. 250s, 253s, and then 250s, 252s. So I am trying to write that equation directly after simplifying, and the equation is this becomes 53M plus 52F is equal to 73,520 into 50, because the denominator 50 you can bring it to the right hand side. Right. So how do you solve them? There are many methods. One of the methods to solve, I am making M same in both equations. So for that, I am multiplying the first equation by 53 to make M same in both. So then first equation becomes 53M plus 53F is equal to 70,000 into 53, and on subtraction this will get cancelled, so this becomes minus F is equal to you have to simplify these values. 7352 into 5, on simplification this is 10, 25, 26, so 15, 17, and 35, 36. So 36,000, that is, this is 3,67,600 numerator, the above value, minus, if I simplify this you can write directly. 53 into 7 is 381, because 371, because 57 is 350, 73 is 371, that is 3,71,000. So therefore minus F is equal to, on simplifying this further, we will be getting it as 3,71,000 minus 3,67,600. On further simplification, we will be getting it as 3,400. That is 3,400 number of female. Sorry, 34,000. Sorry, 34,000. So number of female employees 34,000, and if I cancel minus on both sides, the number of male population becomes 70,000 minus 34,000, which become 36,000. You are asked to find the difference between male and female population, that is 2,000. So answer 2,000. This is a simple question, but has become little lengthy and complicated because of the calculations, because of these percentages. 6%, 4% are not regular numbers. So since we got complicated numbers, it has become lengthy, but otherwise conceptual wise, it's a direct question. Thank you, and let's move to the second question. And here is the second question. Again, those who want to try, you can pause the video. And the second question is, in a school, 60% of the number of students are boys and the rest are girls. So after reading the information, it's very clear that when the entire question is in percentages, please remember this point, when the entire question is in percentages, you can take the original number as always 100. Original number as always 100 instead of going for x or any other variable. And this applicable in all the cases where the entire question is in percentages, if there are no numbers. Sometimes it works even if there are numbers, but when the entire question is in percentage, it is always better to start with 100. So let the strength of the school be 100. Then out of this 100, number of boys 60%. Then obviously number of girls 40%. So 60% of 100 is nothing but 60 boys, and 40% of 100 is nothing but 40 girls, as I took the total strength 100. 20% of the boys failed. If 20% of the boys failed, then obviously 80% of the boys passed, which is 48. Because how do you calculate 80% of 60? 8 6 are 48, 0 0 get cancelled. So 48 boys passed. BP matlab nothing but boys passed. Whereas 65% of the girls passed. So girls passed, GP is equal to 65% of 40, which is equal to 26. Now you are asked to find the what is the total pass percentage. Now 48 boys passed, 26 girls passed. Total students passed is 74. Therefore total pass percentage is 74%, because 74 out of 100 is 74%. That is the answer. Hope you understood. I took the total strength 100, as boys 60%, then girls 40%, and as 20% of the boys failed, then rest 80% passed. Since you are asked to find the question about passed students, so I took only the students who passed in boys as well as in girls. So total passed students 74 out of 100, so 74%. This is one of the methods to answer. The other method to answer the same question is, in case if you have any idea about allegations. Allegations topic I have not covered in any of my videos. I think I will be covering that video about allegations concept soon, maybe the next one. So till then, if any of you have allegations video, you can continue. This question can be answered with allegations method as well. Now, what is the ratio of boys and girls? As boys 60%, girls 40%. So I can take the ratio as 3:2. What is the pass percentage in boys? 80%. What is the pass percentage in girls? 65%. This is given. What is the total pass percentage? This is something we do not know. So if you apply this allegation method, this is something which we have to find. So let that be x. Then according to rule of allegation, x lies between 80% and 60%, 65%. X is less than 80% but greater than 65%. This 3 is something you will get, that is x minus 65 by 80 minus x. I am telling you once again, if you have allegations rule, follow this. If you know allegations rule, follow this. In case if you have no idea about allegations rule, you don't have to worry, you can follow the previous method, or wait for me to cover allegations concept in the next video. Then you can come back to this question and try this. Now cross multiplication, 2x minus 130 is equal to 240 minus 3x. So 5x is equal to, you will be getting it as 370, then x is equal to 74. So therefore the total pass percentage is 74%. The same answer you got earlier by the regular method as well. Hope you followed. Thank you. Let's move to the third question from percentages. And the question says, the price of rice has increased by 20%, but the person is ready to increase his expenditure by only 8%. Then what is the percentage change in the consumption? So we know the relation among these, expenditure is equal to price into consumption. If you are given with these two, we call them as x and y, and by substituting the values you can get the change in expenditure. But in this question, you are not given with the changes in price and consumption. You are given with the changes in one of these two and the resultant. So the rule is, the change in z is equal to x plus y plus xy by 100. So what are the values we are given with here? Z is given as, what is the value we are given for z? 8% increase. So plus 8 is equal to x is plus 20. Y we do not know, plus 20y by 100. So on simplifying further, if I bring this 20 to left hand side, minus 12 is equal to, on adding both y terms we will get it as 120y by 100. So if I simplify this further, 25, 26, 61, 62's cross multiplication, y is equal to minus 10. Why we got minus 10 here, or what minus 10 indicates? consumption has to be decreased by 10%. Consumption has to be decreased by 10%. So we applied that x plus y plus xy by 100 as the variables in the question are related like this. Expenditure is equal to price into consumption. Hope you followed. And let's move to the fourth question from this video, percentages. In a village, two contestants A and B are contesting elections question is quite regular in most of the questions. This pattern, this type of questions you will get quite frequently, but in this we have different types of questions. Only two contestants contested in the election. 70% of the registered voters cast their vote. So on that day only 70% turned up for the poll, and A wins the election by 400 votes. If A had received 12.5% less than what he got, then the number of votes with A and number of votes with B equal. Then how many votes registered? How many registered voters were there in the village? So you are asked to find the total voters in that village, registered voters. Now we do not know how many votes A got, so let us assume A got X number of votes. As A won by 400 or A wins the election by 400, that means B got 400 less than A. So let us assume B gets X minus 400. Had A received 12.5% less, that means if something is decreased by 12.5%, then what is the resultant? 87.5% of it. So had A received 87.5% of X, that is 87.5 by 100, had A received these, because had A received 12.5 less is given, then whatever the 12.5 votes that A got less, these would have polled to B obviously, because only two contestants contested in the election. If A is not getting, then those votes are polled to B. Then X minus 400 were the votes polled to B plus these 12.5 which were supposed to poll to A but polled to B. Then he said the number of votes with A and number of votes with B equal. Initially we assumed the number of votes with A X, the number of votes with B X minus 400. Had A received 12.5% less, that means 87.5% of X, then whatever this 12.5 that A is not getting, B is getting. Then A votes with B as given. So if I simplify all X terms, this becomes, on further simplification, I can write it as, I am bringing this 400 to left hand side to make it plus. Then this becomes X plus 12.5X by 100 plus 87.5X by 100. So this becomes 400 is equal to, this becomes minus this 87.5. when I bring from left to right, it becomes minus. So I am adding all these. This is 100x plus 12.5, 112x minus 25x by 100. You will get it as 25x by 100. On further simplification, 25 ones, 25 fours, cross multiplication, x is equal to 1600. X is nothing but number of votes polled to A 1600. The number of votes polled to B is 1600 minus 400, 1200. Then together they got 2800. This 2800 is the 70% of the votes. So if 70% of registered is 2800, then 100% is equal to how much? Because we are asked to find total registered votes. Whatever the votes polled to A and B together form only 70%. So if I simplify this further, you will get it as 2800 by 70 into 100 and 74. So you will get it as 4000. Therefore the total votes or total registered votes is 4000. Total registered votes is 4000, because whatever the votes polled to A and B together is only 70%. Then we know 70% which is 2800. You have to find total registered votes, that is 100%. Thank you. And let's move to the fifth question. The price of sugar having gone down or decreased by 10%, a consumer can buy 5 more kg for rupees 450 what he has. Then the difference between the original and reduced price per kg is. So this question can be answered in two ways. By the way, those who want to try the question, you can pause the video and continue after getting your answer to check it. The rest of the people can follow me. The price of a sugar having gone down by 10%, a consumer can buy 5 more kg sugar for rupees 450. That means he has 450 rupees with him. When the price was something, he bought certain number of kgs. When the price reduced by 10% per kg, he bought another 5 kgs. So this question can be answered in two ways. One method is, that increase decrease. When he is spending 450 rupees in each case, that is expenditure is constant. As expenditure is equal to price into consumption, if expenditure is constant, price is inversely proportional to consumption. As price reduced by 10%, consumption increases by, according to the rule, what the rule says, increase 1 by x, decrease 1 by x plus 1. We know that decrease is 10%, which is 1 by 10. If 1 by x plus 1 is 1 by 10, then 1 by x is 1 by 9, and that is 11.11%. But yeah, 1 by x is 1 by 9. That means consumption increases by 1 by 9. Consumption increases by 1 by 9. And that 1 by 9 or 11.11%. That 11.11% increase in consumption is given as 5 kg. These are the extra kg of sugar what you got, right? So if 11.11% increase is 5 kg, then originally how many you bought? Then 100% equal to how much? 11.11 and 100 is related as 9 times into 9. So this becomes 9 5s 45 kg. That means initially you bought 45 kg. Initially you bought 45 kg. Now you got 5 kg extra, right? Now you are asked to find what is the difference between original price and reduced price. Now original price when you bought 45 kg is 450 rupees by 45, that is 10 rupees per kg. Now the price after the reduction 450 by 50, because he bought 5 kgs extra, that is 9 rupees per kg. 9 rupees per kg. So difference is 10 minus 9, 1 rupee. That is option A. Option A. We used that 1 by x and 1 by x plus 1 technique. As consumption decreased by 10%, that is 1 by 10, then as price decreased by 10%, consumption increases by 1 by x, that is 11.11%. And that 11.11% is given as 5 kg, then 100% is 45 kg. That means initially he bought 45 kg. For 450 rupees, 45 kg, each kg 10 rupees. Now after the reduction in price, he bought 5 kg extra, that is 50. So 450 by 50, 9 rupees. So difference is 1. Let's move to 6th question. 2/5 of the voters promise, again another elections related question. As I said, these are quite regular questions from percentages in exams. 2/5 of the voters promise to vote for A and rest promise to vote for B. And on the last day, 15% of the voters went back of their promise to vote for A, and 1/4 of the voters went back of their promise to vote for B. So that means whatever the 15% initially promised to vote A, they voted for B, and whatever the 1/4 voters promised to vote for B, voted for A. They went back, and and A lost the election by 200 votes. You are asked to find the total number of votes. Now I can convert the entire question into percentages. 2/5 is nothing but 2 by 5 into 100, that is 40%. 1/4 is nothing but 25%. Right? Now, let us take the total number of votes as 100. Let us take the total number of votes as 100. Initially, 40 people promised to vote for A, and 60 people promised to vote for B, as there are only 2 contestants. But on the day, whoever 15% of these 40 promised to vote for A, that is 6 numbers, 15% of 40 is 15 4 60, that 0 get cancelled, 6. These are voted for B. So B got 6 votes extra and A got 6 less. And whatever the 25% promised to vote for B, 25% of 60, which is 15, these were voted to A. So A got 15 extra, B got 15 less. That means A supposed to get 40, but 6 did not vote, 34, but 15 voted, 49. B is supposed to get 60, as 6 who promised to vote for A voted for B, 6 extra. And he got 15 less because 15 of them who promised to vote for B voted for A. So you will get it as 66 minus 50 in 51. So B got 51, A got 49. That means difference is 2. Since I took the total number of votes as 2, I got the difference 2. But in the question given that A lost by 200 votes. So if 2 votes because of 200, then 200 votes should be because of how much? As this is 100 times, so this becomes 100 into 100, answer is 10,000. So the total votes polled is 10,000. Hope you understood. I converted the entire question into percentages, even the fractions into percentages, and then I took the total number as 100. 40% promised to vote for A, 60% promised to vote for B, but 15 of those who promised to vote for A did not vote, that is 6 number, and 25% of voters who promised to vote for B did not vote, that is 15. So these 15 to A and these 6 to B. So total A got 49, B got 51, difference 2. I got 2 difference when I took total 100. If the difference has to be 200, what is the total? 10,000. Let's move to the next one from percentages, and here is 7th question. A candidate who gets 19 marks in an exam fails by 14. This is also quite regular model in exam. Getting certain percentage and failed by this much or passed by this much. What is the maximum marks? What is the pass marks? Is quite regular question. In examples also we have seen one type of this question. 19. One of the candidate got 19% of marks and he failed by 14. The other candidate got 42% marks. He got 13, not 13 marks, 30% more than pass. 13% more than pass. So if I subtract 13 percentage from him, then whatever the 29% he got is actually pass marks. 29% is pass marks. So when the pass mark is 29%, this candidate got only 19%. So because of this he failed by 14. That means the 10% difference is 14 marks. Then you are asked to find maximum marks, that is 100% equal to how much? This is 10 times. You will get it as 14 into 10, 140. So the maximum marks 140. Here the other candidate got 42% and he gets 13% more than pass marks. This is 13%. Had this information given in terms of marks, then it would have been a different case. Here he got 42% and he got 13% more than the pass. That means pass percentage is 29%. But this candidate got only 19%. So he failed by 10% of marks, which is given as 14 to us. So total marks 140. Thank you, and let's move to question number 8. A vendor sells 60% of apples he had and throws away 15% of the remainder. Next day he sells 50% of the remainder and throws away the rest. What percent of the total number of apples does the vendor throw? So as every information is in percentage, let the total number of apples within be 100. Let the total number of apples within be 100. So initially on first day he sold 60%, that is 60. Then remaining is equal to 40. Out of this 40, 15% he throws. 15% of 40, which is 6 apples he thrown. So now remaining 34. So second day he sells 50% of this 34. 50% of 34 is 17. He sold 17 and rest he throws away. So he thrown 17. So therefore, what percent of apple does the vendor throw? On first day he thrown 6 apples. On second day 17. Total he thrown 23 apples out of 100. 23 out of 100 is nothing but 23%. That is option 2. So here, as every information is in percentage, I took the total as 100. He sold 60% first day, remaining 40. Out of that 15% he thrown, that is 6. And out of 40, if he throw 6, remaining 34. Out of 34, he sold 50%, which is 17. Remaining 17 he thrown. So total 6 he has thrown on first day, 17 on second day. Total 23 out of 100, 23%. Let's move to the 9th one, last but one from percentages. Mr. Satya gave 40% of money he had to his wife, and this is another regular model. Something to some, remaining to somebody, remaining to some expenditure, all that. Finally, he is left with this much. What is the total? Quite regular question. So those who want to try the question, pause the video and try. Here also I can take the total as 100 rupees. Let's say total he has 100 rupees initially, and he gives 40%. He gives 40% to his wife. So 40% of 100 is 40 rupees to his wife. Then remaining is equal to 60 rupees. Out of this 60, 20% of the remaining. What is 20% of 60, which is equal to 12? How do you calculate 6 to 12? 0, 0 get cancelled. This he gives to each son to his 3 sons. So 12 rupees to each son. Since he has 3 sons, he has given 36 rupees to his sons out of 60. Then what is the remaining? 24. 60 minus 36, 24. Half of this amount he spent on miscellaneous. Out of this 24 rupees, how much he spent on miscellaneous? 24 by 2, which is 12. So now what is the remaining? 12 rupees. So we got that he is left with 12. But in the question, whatever the money left is given as 30,000 rupees. So my 12 rupees in the question is equal to 30,000 rupees. Then I took his original income as 100. Then this should be equal to how much? So this becomes 30,000 by 12 into 100. So you'll be getting it as 12 2s 24, 12 5s. So this is going to be 2,50,000. And since it is not there in the options, option E, none of the above is the answer. It is not given in the option, so answer none of the above. Hope you understood. Let's move to the last question from percentages. Hope you are following these 9 questions. All are important models and regularly occurring questions in competitive exams. A salesman's commission is 5% on all sales up to 10,000, and above 10,000 whatever he sells, his commission is 4% on them. He remits 31,100 rupees to his parent company after deducting his commission. You need to understand this line. This means he has handed over 31,100 rupees to the company after taking his commission. That means he sold certain things, certain number of, he made certain number of money. From that, according to the company rule, whatever the commission he deserves, he takes, and remaining 31,100 he gives to the company. You are asked to find, by the way, what are the total number of sales he made. Hope you understood the question, right? Now let's see. Let the total number of sales he made be X rupees. Total sales be X rupees. Then out of this X, what is his commission? Definitely he sold more than 10,000, because whatever the money he has given to the company is 31,100. That means he sold more than 10,000. So therefore his commission is 5% on first 10,000, which is 500, and as his total sales X, remaining X minus 10,000 on this 4%, which is 4 by 100 of X minus 10,000, which becomes X minus 10,000 by 25, because 4 by 100 is 1 by 25. Therefore his total commission is 500 plus X minus 10,000 by 25. From the total sales X, this is the commission what he deserves, so he took it, and remaining 31,100 he has given to the company. So if I solve this equation and all X terms one side, constants other side, I can do that. Or I can simplify this. This X by 25, this term I can write it as, X by 25 minus 10,000 by 25 is 400. I have separated X term constants. So X minus X by 25 is 24X by 25 minus 500. 500 minus 400 is 100, and if you open the bracket, that becomes minus 100. If I send it to the right hand side, it becomes plus, so 31,200. On further simplification, X is equal to 31,200 by this 24 by 25 becomes reverse, as we are bringing it to the other side. 24 ones 24, 7 remainder 72, 24 3s, so 1300 into 25, which becomes 25 13s is 25 10s 250, 25 375 325. So his total sales on the day is 32,500. That is option C, 32,500. I assumed the total sales as X. Then his commission on first 10,000 rupees, 5%, which is 500. On the remaining, since we do not know what is the remaining sales, total X minus 10,000. So this is the remaining. On this, he will get 4%. So this is the commission he will get. Therefore, his total commission is this. From the total sales, if I take out the commission, we should get 31,100. That is given in the question. On simplification, we got X value, that is 32,500. Thank you so much. So these are 10 different models, different questions from percentages, and I will be covering one more concept in the next video. Till then, do watch my videos, like them, share them, comment for any questions, queries in the comment section, and wait for me to make one more video on the next topic. Thank you.